Hey, hello, it's Diane, and I'm here with my client and friend Paula Tobey. And we're gonna allow you to listen in to a coaching experience where I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen, but we know it's gonna be good. And Paula is one of the members of my Braver Together Mastermind. She is someone I've known for about 10 years, give or take. And she and I have done a book together. She's been in collaboration books. She is a coach and mindset mentor. She helps people with fitness, health, and clarity. She has a new book off the market in 2023, and she's just a dynamo. She's amazing. So let's go ahead and dive in. Paula, what would make this a transformational coaching experience for you today? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I recently was reading a couple of different books, and I believe that something that I kind of have struggled with, and I'm sure a lot of other people could identify, is kind of money mindset issues. Um, so going from family of origin to how you're raised, to then when you become an adult and you do things differently, and whether it's right or wrong or whatever, you do them your way. Um, and then you kind of get to this next level point, and you kind of have to decide what are my goals for this, and how can I reframe my thinking? And I've noticed after reading a couple of books that I'm kind of having a hang up on a couple of things. And so I was hoping maybe we could talk about that.
That sounds great. I love this topic. So tell me where the hangups are and where do you want to dive in?
Okay. So my family of origin was in the military. Blue collar workers. My parents, neither of them graduated from college. Just really hardworking people, multiple jobs, that kind of thing. But they always used credit cards and lived beyond their means.
Mm.
Collectively, they made poor money decisions, and it's kind of common in the military, especially it used to be. Um, but my husband grew up in a family that didn't do that. They were a little bit more educated. His mom had the degree, she's a teacher. His dad had his own business as a plumber. And they lived within their means, but they didn't really use credit cards. And so when he and I first got married, we carried a lot of debt, like a lot, a lot. And for us, really what racked it up was going home all the time. So we were in Texas, our families from Massachusetts, and we would go home to visit them and put it on the credit card and then pay the minimums and then have all of the high finance rates.
Right.
And so over a period of years, we found ourselves deep in debt. Um, a couple of years later, we were introduced to Dave Ramsey, and we followed his principles. And literally, we were able to get ourselves out of debt after about 4 years, and it was a lot of money. I mean, it was close to three figures.
Mm-hmm.
That we were in debt. And so the fact that we did it in 4 years is pretty amazing.
Hmm.
We were very disciplined. I went to all cash. When we met, I was probably just coming out of it. um, so it was a more challenging time for me then. But the reason why I want to kind of talk about that is the fact that because of what I learned, both in my relationship with my husband, with improving communication and all of that, and then what Dave Ramsey taught us, I found myself like with this inner conflict with
Mm.
money. So I knew that I had the ability to do hard things and pay money off and, I could see huge gains. However, my mindset was still hung up on some of the things that I saw my family do. And it was honestly like phrases that I would hear, or it was, you know, uh, comments that people that they would make about other people,
Mm,
and whether or not they fit in with them. And so it became kind of a normal thing for me to hear. And after I, went from that kind of lifestyle to a different lifestyle, I was expecting I would have dropped those things, those money mindset thoughts and, reactions. And I, reading this book, realized that I didn't quite do that.
mhm,
And specifically now, feeling comfortable charging more money, more, charging what you are worth, I feel like is starting to play a factor as well. So
mhm.
I would love to dive in a little bit more about that.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I definitely relate to so much of your story with debt and with family of origin scarcity
Right.
mindset. And came, so I guess what I want to say is I get it. I hear you. I have walked these paths as well. And even just recently being with my family at home at Christmas, really had to almost felt the weight of those thoughts, felt the pain and weight and devastation of that thinking and the fear and the, I mean, money is very complicated for many people.
Right.
So what do you really want? What's the reframe? We know the background. What's the reframe that you want to claim now, today, every day and today for what does that look like? What is there any phrase that comes up? Is there a word for this year? Is there something that you could hold on to remind yourself of who you are now, not who you were in the past?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So my word for the year is thrive, and I did come upon that by an exercise of finding words that resonated with me. And when I would ask myself about that word, I would say something like, "What is it about this that makes me feel this way?" And in the end, often I was finding myself saying thriving. I know that I'm successful when I'm thriving, that kind of thing. And so it was very easy. And then when I looked up the definition, it was grow vigorously. Well,
Mm,
last year my word was grow.
mm,
And
mm,
so it seemed perfect. So that is my new mindset as far as this year. And really, excuse me, I think that what I'm wanting to focus on is releasing some of the old thought patterns that kept me maybe reserved or held back. On the other hand, be okay with how things are. So, an example is I was working with one of the ladies helping me with social media. Um, and she was talking to me about work and clients and how do you know that you're making a difference if you don't have tons of money to show it? And she said to me, I hear your story as you're doing something being obedient to God. And I said, yes, absolutely. What I am, my mission is God given, God breathed, like it woke me up from a dream. I knew it was all Him. And I'm just doing what He's telling me to do. And she said, being obedient honors God.
mm,
There is no failure in obedience. And so if I don't have a huge like paycheck to resemble that, I feel okay with that because of that realization and that statement. That said, I am honestly tired of kind of going to my husband when we talk about my business and have no real money to show.
mhm,
And so I want to figure out how to unlock something that seems to still be stuck. And
mm,
I feel like it has to have something to do with those little thoughts and phrases that I can hear creeping in, or, if it's a belief thing or what it is. Because I have come really far in a lot of other ways, but I feel like this one is kind of hanging me up a bit.
Mhm. Well, the key phrase, key word I heard you say, one of them was unlock, unlock.
Mm,
And that really stood out to me. I mean, we get the honor as coaches to unlock ourself. I have to unlock myself so I can go unlock other people.
mhm,
And you and sometimes we lock the door again ourselves. Lots of times. We're locked, we put the padlock and everything else. And so if in your mind, if you know, if you think about, okay, if I'm unlocking this this new money mindset and the thriving Paula, the thriving Paula makes money. The thriving Paula charges more. The thriving Paula takes good care of her body and eats well and honors her sleep and has friends. And so you're doing all those things. I know you are. And so you have evidence. You have evidence of change and success in your life.
yes.
Your life has a testimony just built in. You've got uh, you've got basically, the terrain, I would call it the terrain of your success. So you
Okay.
can look back. And so if you unlock this new door, what does
Hmm.
this new door open up to you?
That's kind of where the thriving comes in because what I, you know, I, my husband and I are in a good situation now that we are debt free to not have my money need to pay for things. That said, I have two kids in college. One is almost starting, she's applying and getting in, and the other one is in. Um, but so that's some of it. But then also, I really want to give money, like a lot of money.
Mhm.
I really just have this dream to give away a lot of money and do good with it. And so that driver is definitely there, but I think that there's still a little bit of hang up, and it might be maritally in that my husband and I were together when we started dating when I was 16 and
Mhm.
when I was still in that family unit. So I'm wondering, and then we went into the military and, kind of continued that, you know, lifestyle that I grew up in. And so, a part of me is wondering maybe that's kind of where, the block is coming from, is that, I'm kind of carrying over that because it's comfortable,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's our basically, yeah, we always revert back. We revert back, and today our conversation is about releasing and letting go and doing something that's going to scare the crap out of you.
Right.
We say we want it, and then we don't do it.
Right.
Because we get scared and we go straight back to where it's comfy, and we're used to these thoughts, right? We're used to scarcity thoughts. We're used to debt thoughts and, oh, that's for other people thoughts, right? And so I'm seeing, and I'm going to give you some homework throughout today's session as normal. But what the image was coming to me of you getting yourself, a padlock, and that you physically every day you unlock that thing. Uh,
Huh.
that you pull the one with the key,
Yeah.
the one with the
Right,
key.
right, yeah. Huh?
And that you mentally say, okay, I'm unlocked. I'm unlocked. And I think for you, for me, I need a lot of physical reminders, bracelets,
Yeah.
and rings, and stones, that say words on them, but
Right.
just a physical
Visual. Yeah. Yeah.
so that okay, that's great. This is the new Paula. This
Mhm.
is what I want. And I want you to really think, what do I want? And then why? And then what else? And then what else? And it's not about monetary buying. It's about what your mindset change allows you to be,
Right.
because you are immensely powerful, my friend.
Yes. and I had great client testimonials, and like I feel good about what I do for others. Um, and yet at the same time, it's kind of been a challenge. Now, I will say that part of my new year, starting in 2024, I am narrowing my niche. So, as a life and health transformation coach, attracting women in general has been too big of a net, I guess. And I need to make a smaller net and cast it wider and I don't know, do things differently. So I am narrowing that to essentially do that for entrepreneurs. And the reason why I chose that group is one, those are people just like me, and I get them and they get me. And that is very helpful in a working relationship. But also, it's because those women are so driven for making their business successful. Often they're putting their own needs last, which all women do. But the difference is that entrepreneurs understand sometimes you risk, they understand it a little bit better, maybe. Sometimes you have to do more, pay more, whatever, in order to get the better result. They're learning that in their businesses, and they're more likely to take those risks. And so I am now refining who I'm working with. And, hopefully, then if I have that niche a little bit smaller, I can charge more money for the one-on-one things that I am doing. But then also, I want to start this group membership because really that's where I find I shine the most. Like I get super excited about that. And as a former teacher, that is who I am. Like I know I love groups. And yeah, so I really, really want to kind of hone in on this new page turn, right? It's January 19th, 2024 today. And the reason why, I'm still excited about this is that I know that I have a lot of potential future opportunities and things that I could do differently in order to, start making more money. And then if I have this vision of how I can give it away or whatever, I think that that would be helpful as well.
Mhm.
And I definitely have a charity that I want to do that with. Um, but I also have always had a drive to help moms with young children. And
Mhm.
so there's another charity I probably need to find still that kind of fits that bill. Um, but yeah, so I think I think that those things are going to help me. Um, but I think what I'd like to figure out is, you know, kind of how to put those voices to bed that are almost haunting me. Like they're not currently being said to me, but I remember hearing them, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Well, the best way I know how is every time I hear myself say one of those things,
Hmm.
I get to choose what I'm going to do with it because no one's saying those things to me. I'm saying
Right.
them. So I have to look and go, okay, wait a minute. Is that true? That's not true. So I have to like look, think, I have to be meta, like look at my own thoughts. We have to like really unpack, why am I thinking that? That's not true. I have whatever. That's not the life I'm in anymore. And so reframing in my own mind, whenever it rises up, not that it's bad that it even came up.
Hmm.
We don't should on ourselves. We go, okay, wait a minute, mind, thinking thoughts.
Hmm.
Um, you don't live like that anymore. That's not true. And so that's one of the tactics I use that might help you. I want you to today, we're going to just kind of finish up with tapping into the Paula that thrives, the thriving Paula, the Paula that's unlocked. She she is like unstoppable. She's unstoppable. And if you tap into her, if you listen to the messages she has a different voice.
Yes, Definitely.
She's powerful beyond measure. She knows what she wants and she's willing to ask for it. Because I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
So what's getting stirred up for you? What are some ahas you're having right now?
Well, um, I think that much like the experience I learned from when I went skiing a year ago, I would let thoughts go through my head and not take hold of them and ask them, what is this, where's this coming from or whatever. I just let myself have them. And I had been to a conference where it was really uplifting and motivational, and I came away like on this huge high. And then I went skiing and I was struggling and I was saying all these negative things to myself. And that's when I realized, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
this is not, no, like I don't need to be saying this stuff. This is not that hard. I was saying it's hard. And all of a sudden I got way better. And I saw instantly my abilities change because I stopped allowing thoughts to happen. And so, taking with what you said, what I need to do is be more cognizant of those, like I said, those kind of haunting thoughts that aren't really there. They used to be, but then just kind of allowing them to come and go, but then say, no, like this, no, that is not who I am anymore. That is not even where, my family is anymore, right? Like, my mother has passed, and so, she's not in the equation. But my dad is, and he's doing much better now. So I do think that I can let go and, be okay with, that that's over. That part of me is gone, has
Yeah.
passed. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, I like to think of the thoughts like a river. They're going to flow through, and I can just let them keep on. I can go, okay, thank you for floating by. I don't have to grab it. I can let it keep floating. And it doesn't mean anything. It's just a part of my story. And honestly, I mean, it's an important part of your story because you can speak to other people, other women that get it. You get it. But you're called higher now. You're called higher. And when we get caught up in the water, we can't help anybody, we get swept away, right? So
Yeah.
your job here, I believe, you can debate this or say no, I'm not sure. But your job is to watch the thought, honor, hey, thank you. You helped me so much. I'm good now. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe and I'm good and I have plenty. I'm thriving.
Mhm.
I'm thriving.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and just allow, don't, just allowing the thoughts to, because when we're resisting, it makes it even worse. And what's wrong with me? Why am I still having these thoughts? Well,
Mm.
they're in our DNA. They're part of us.
Yeah.
So the reframed, unlocked Paula recognizes them and then she celebrates that she has been set free. She is unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And I definitely like the practice image of unlocking a lock. Like I think that that would speak to the deep, like
Hmm.
stuck
Yeah.
version of me.
And it's
Yeah.
something so simple that you could just have on your desk or near where you brush your
Hmm.
teeth or whatever, I'm unlocked. I'm
Hmm.
cool.
Hmm.
In there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bet that you'll probably see a lot of images of keys and locks and, you know, because you want that just, I believe God reminds us throughout
Mm.
the days, weeks, and months of who we are. Why? Because he needs us. He,
Yes.
he
Yes.
needs you. He needs the Paula unlocked who
Yes.
deserves to be paid highly,
Mm-hmm.
is not called to serve everybody, is
Mm-hmm.
called to serve a select few.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And I know that because I have learned how to change and do things through diligence and hard work and, focus and determination. I know that this is possible as well.
Mhm.
And I think, and I've shared this with you before, I think that having, kind of a partner in business to also help me catch myself when I'm having these things will be helpful. Because I really do well with like the brainstorm concept when there's more than one voice and there's more than one answer and you jot everything down and you get it out there. Like I learn things as I'm saying them,
Mhm.
right? Um, there's an actual word for that, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. And so I think that these kinds of things help me. And I think that maybe, if I'm giving myself homework, maybe it's for me to, tell someone what it is that I have done or how much I charged or what
Yeah.
do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to push a little bit. Is that all right?
Yes.
You are your own best partner. You are your own best partner, and you have a team, you have a mastermind, you have a coach, you have so many people surrounding you.
Mhm.
And yeah, I know I light up with people, light up in person, light up at events, right? I know you do too. We build that in. That's part of the equation. Like, okay, I need to, a certain amount of my investments every year is going to these events, being a part of this experience, because that is going to give me energy for days, weeks, and months, right?
Mhm.
Uh, but I want you to begin to partner with yourself. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Come alongside myself as a support system to me.
Yes, yes,
I
because
think I know what you mean.
I've seen you looking for that in someone else.
Yeah.
And I know you want that, but I think you have to be your own best client, your own best partner, your own best, you know how to do that for yourself.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Yes. This
This is
is helpful.
the moment,
Yeah. This
right?
is the moment. Yes. I have not counted myself as or like my thoughts and feelings, the healthy Paula, the smart Paula, the Paula who's thriving. I haven't allowed her to be enough of a partner in the equation.
Mhm.
I think the fear or whatever was stopping me, the negative voices or whatever, was trying to take over.
And I want to affirm that she's with you right now always. This is our moment. I want you to think on this. I want you to do some journaling on this. This is where I'm seeing your most growth.
Mm.
Do you feel that?
Partnering with myself.
Mhm. Trusting Paula.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. And this is your life's work.
Mm.
It, it's hard, it's uncomfortable, it brings up all the emotions. And I think it's exactly what is gonna like change everything for you.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I could lose my husband tomorrow in a freak car accident, and then, then I would literally be just me with me.
Mhm.
And I obviously feel like I could find my way out. It would be hard, but I would need to start depending upon the stronger Paula more,
Mhm.
and the one that is totally capable and, you know, able to do, all the things.
She is you. She is you. Are we complete?
I think so. Yeah. I think I've had uh a visual breakthrough that I wasn't expecting, um, but that I think is going to be very helpful.
Mhm. I believe that too. I can feel it. I'm feeling it in the room, in the virtual room. And this is, clarity and confidence. This is the proud Paula. This is the partnered Paula. Paula is her own partner, and she's you. And she does have other people that help her all the time,
Mm,
right?
mm.
We need a community, we need teams, we need mastermind, we need these people. But if I'm giving away all my power, I've lost my partner, my inner knowing.
The
I've
other half of me. Yes, I know what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot to unpack from this. I want to give you time to do that, journal,
Mhm,
uh, see what comes up after, and then we
mhm.
can talk more about it on one of our, you can, you know how to reach me.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I want to thank you for playing with me today and playing in public, because
Yeah.
the Paula I know is playful as well. Paula I know is
It's
powerful, purposeful, playful, and she has a really huge mission in life. And if it's okay with you, I'll close us in a quick prayer.
sure, that'd be wonderful.
Thank you. All right. Father God, thank you so much for this conversation, this coaching experience. And I just am so grateful for this woman. And we thank you for this time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right.
Amen.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Mhm.